This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. The close-knit friendship between St. Stephen, New Brunswick and Calais, Maine is celebrated every year with the International Homecoming Festival. The annual Hands Across the Border ceremony kicked off the 50th edition of the festival, with the mayors of St. Stephen and Calais and residents from both sides of the border meeting in the middle of Ferry Point Bridge over the St. Croix River to shake hands and celebrate. Border security closed the bridge to traffic in honor of the annual event. On Saturday, downtown Main Street in Calais was one giant street party with food trucks, games, vendors, and hundreds of festival goers bringing life to the streets. A parade which began in St. Stephen and crossed the international border saw floats from both countries make their way down Main Street in Calais. The 20-minute spectacle was a reminder of the bond the two communities share, a bond that feels even more special in a post-pandemic world when we can once again unite as one. The Saturday night fireworks were the cherry on top of a successful festival weekend.
They had planned, the first step of all isn't hard to recall, because the first step of all is to stand, and stand, and stand, and stand, and stand.
St. Andrews celebrated New Brunswick Day long weekend with the first ever New Brunswick talent show taking place at Kira Amphitheatre. Over 500 spectators came out to watch 10 talented New Brunswick performers and groups showcase their best skills, from singers and dancers to comedians and even a fire act. I was proud to represent CHCO-TV as one of the 3 judges alongside comedian Jeff Irwin and musician Emily Summers. Judges chose the top 4 acts, and then it was up to the audience to vote for the grand prize winner out of the top 4 finalists. Oliver Neudorf of Chamcook, who performed a piece of theater from the musical The Court Jester, was voted the winner of New Brunswick's Talent, which won him the grand prize of $5,000.
When I was very young, probably 4 or 5, my family started a band. It was a kids band. We did children's shows and we went all around Canada performing at fairs and stuff. And through that, my experience on stage led to theater, and then that's where I really developed my singing. It's the hardest and most annoying song to perform because it's the most embarrassing at some points. It takes a lot of nerves, but I knew if I was going to pick one, I had to do the hardest, the cringiest at some points, and the most exciting. And so out of all my repertoire, that was the one that stood out because I dread it so much. But I knew it was going to pay off if I did it well, and I think I did exceptionally well on it today.
Finally, ECW has launched a Summer Roadtrip series to help spread the word about the nonprofit's electric car share service. All summer long, you can find ECW car service in some of our most beloved Southwest New Brunswick locations.
We're trying to feature a lot of really beautiful places that people might not know a lot about, like the Calais Nature Preserve. So the Summer Road Trip series is just a way to highlight the car and really get people out and about in the province this summer. I've always been a person who likes being outdoors, and I think that highlighting places where, like we said, our biggest market is international students, so marketing places that they might not know of and they might not be able to get to, and highlighting the car as a way to get to those places really just gave me the idea.
We're very rural, so we don't have a lot of other transportation options. So, there's no bus, there's not much for taxis, maybe a couple. So it's a really good way for people to get around without having to purchase a car or rely on someone else. And we are seeing people use it as a second car instead of purchasing, like having their own and not purchasing a second just when they need a second one. So that's really cool too.
That's all the news I have for you. As CHCO navigates Facebook blocking news in Canada, we kindly ask that you follow me, Vicki Hogarth, on Facebook for all your online CHCO updates.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.